Yeah, because the guys in there again. Eikaiwa show. All right, so today, guys, I want to talk to you about how Japanese students interact with each other, and also how they interact with teachers. Well, interact with me. You know, I can't speak about anybody else definitively, but for me, been here for 2.5 years, teaching in different cities. I've taught in different prefectures. I've taught in Ishikawa Prefecture. That's where Kanazawa is. I've taught in Okazaki, Nagoya, Toyota, Ogaki, Gifu. Most of them in Aichi Prefecture. You know, it's interesting, like the different dynamics you get wherever you go to teach, and you know, being a new teacher or being a seasoned teacher, and the experience is different. How you react and how your experiences differ based on how long you've been teaching a particular school, or what you have learned over the years you have done, how you have developed as a person, how you have matured. It really is enlightening. Enlightening is the word? I don't know. Upon reflection, I've noticed that there's been a big difference in how I deal with situations now, even with my students. Now, as I have said before, I was never a trained teacher. You know, my degree is in mathematics and economics. And so I used to deal with children at church and at camps and that sort of thing. Coming here, especially the younger children, you know, very innocent, very genki, very energetic, like myself, because I was a hyperactive kid, as you can guess. The thing is, there's certain things that I would not expect them to do, and things that might be misconstrued or misinterpreted, especially coming from Jamaica, right? So one of the first things that got me in terms of the interaction was how Japanese kids interact with their parents. Now, I mean, I have, I don't know, like some kids, I mean, first of all, anybody who was raised in the Caribbean or had old school parents know that there's certain things that you just can't do, especially in public, right? I have seen kids literally throw their bags to the parents and say, "Here, take it," and the parents just laugh. "Okay, thank you." Excuse me? Throw what? First of all, no matter I'll be carrying my bag to wherever, you know. Also, kids tend not to listen. I don't know if that's my experience only, but the parents would say, "Okay, it's time to leave now." Yada, no. What? Excuse me? That doesn't fly in Jamaica when I was growing up. If my mother says I'm ready now, she starts to leave and I must be behind her. You understand? Or beside her. There's no way I could even say much less no, because I would have gotten a box and I'd be on the floor unconscious. I'm kidding. But you know, there would be consequences, you know? Parenting styles seems to be very much different here than back home. And I guess with, you know, corporal punishment not being a thing, I guess you have to find different ways, creative ways of dealing with kids or disciplining them. And that's the interesting thing. Here in Japan, once the kids come to your school or come to your conversation school or come to your class or whatever, you are basically in charge of the kids. You are the ones that needs to discipline. You are the one that needs to instill the discipline. And so my company phrase is "Otsukareshimasu," which basically translates loosely to "I will take care of a child as if it was my own." So with that being said, the parents know that, hey, if my kid acts up, you're going to sort him out, right? You're going to, you know, discipline him or whatever, or discipline her, which is very interesting. Yeah. Also, in terms of the interactions, a lot of things that kind of got to me too were like when I used to sit down in class, the kids used to come and sit in my lap. Boys, girls, they were like between no older than 7 years old. But the kids used to come and sit in my lap and say sensei, sensei, and and lean back on. But I was like, I'm not sure how I'm to feel about that, because anybody walking past may see this and say, wait, is this guy a pervert? Is he a hentai? Is he a pedophile? Why are the kids in his lap? So I was like, hey guys, get off, get off. And they wouldn't stop. They would continue to jump on my lap and stuff and continue. And eventually, I just kind of stopped fighting it. I just said, hey, it's pure mind. I'm not doing anything. But if they started doing too much wiggling, and that's what I said, hey, you need to stop this crap right now, because this, if somebody looks in and sees you doing this whole jiggy thing, like a twerking or whatever, it ain't gonna fly. And I ain't about to get deported. But there's certain things that culturally you need to know, be aware of, and what gets to me, and I've said it in videos before, what really gets to me is the fact that they're very friendly with each other, especially the boys. They like to touch, and so they grab and poke, whether in the butt, in your ass, or the booty, which they call a concho, or they do it to your junk, like pam. And it was apparently a comedy gag that got very popular. But I mean, they have onsen's and stuff for the ball stew. So I guess, if you used to see dicks every day, then or whatever, it's fine. But those are one of the things that I couldn't do with my students in terms of trying to interact with me. Their way of saying that they like me is to give me a concho. I don't love you that much, kid. There's no way you're going to invade my privacy. Go up my exits, go up the one-way road. That's not going to fly. And no matter how hard I try to avoid it and let my guard down, and keep my guard up, eventually a kid will get through my defenses, and I feel so abused and vulnerable, you know what I mean? And it would be like a triumphant thing for them. So I had to start teaching my lessons with my back against the wall. But it wouldn't matter, because if 10 kids are attacking you, there's no way, because you can't react, right? You can't, hey, get the hell off of me, poof, 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 you know what I mean? You can't do that, you're mad. See what I did, anyway. But that was the second thing, in terms of the interaction. But it's all innocent to them, and it's all fun and games. We as adults might see it as something else, right? So that's one of the things that might happen to you when you're here in Japan. Also, a lot of them don't realize, especially in the English conversation school, that you are the teacher. They seem to forget that. And sometimes they say things to you or speak to you like you are their friend. They'll say, hey, shut up. Or you're blocking me, move, you're blocking me. The way they speak to you, they think that you're a friend. And it's obviously in Japanese. They say like, who the side? I'm like, what? Who are you telling to shut up? Who are you telling me? Who are you talking to? I had to, like, one of my very good kids who's in junior high school. I was doing something. I don't remember what I was doing, and he said, "Sensei, urusai." I'm like, homie, no, that can't work. And he said, Nande, why? What? Urusai. I said, I am teacher, you student, okay? Do you say that to your teacher at school? He said, oh, okay. I said that can't work. All right. So if you want to tell me to be, you can say, Andre, you're too loud, or can you please be be quiet, please, or say something a little softer. You can't just tell me, yo, shut up, you're loud. And I think as a foreign teacher, I don't know if that's something that happens to the Japanese teacher, but it has happened to me, and I've had to check them and say, hey, I'm your teacher. All right, I'm not your friend. You can't speak to me like that. And I continue teaching after that, and I deal with them accordingly. I don't hold it against them. Always give them a chance to rebuild. Give them a chance to earn back points or earn back some respect or that sort of thing. I try to always start fresh and keep things moving, because they're just kids at the end of the day. Oh, it's a long winding video. What else in terms of interaction? Yeah, you gotta be careful. Learn some of the words that they might say that might be rude, and nip it in the bud. Establish yourself. Alright. Okay. Like Iko. Office day, Cairo. Yeah, sorry about that. I just saw I just saw one of my my teachers. Yeah, sorry about that. But you need to learn the words that the students use that might be how do you say, that might be rude and abusive, right? And so you can nip that crap in the bud and establish yourself as a teacher. A lot of times people go in and try to be friends with the students. Yes, that's okay, but you have to be able to know to draw the line, because sometimes, you know, they do overstep it and they're just kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, if you, that's pretty much it in terms of interaction. I mean, the parents, also, I noticed also that the parents are much younger these days. I don't know if it's just me. There are a lot of young parents, so the parenting style is much different, I guess, you know. Not gonna lie to you, I have had really good kids and I have really crap kids. And I mean crap, I mean kids that make you want to quit your job, make you want to go back to Jamaica or back to your hometown or back to your country, you know, which is a lot, a lot of those people want to do. Anyway, ooh, the sun is setting. I'm almost at my school. Ooh, look at the lights fly. Yeah, that's basically it, I think. I think I've covered a lot in terms of interactions. If there's anything else you want to know about teaching in Japan, in particular teaching in Eikaiwa, English Conversation School, let me know, alright? Love you all, leave comments down below. Please share these videos, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, I'm here to help you all, and also, you know, I'm just here sharing my experiences. Hopefully you'll not make the same mistakes I've made and be able to, you know, do things in the right way, you know what I mean? Kicking off New Year the right way. You know, yeah. So I love you all. Big up on yourself. Get there, 2017. Get there. There.